superhero fatigue is a talking point that entertainment news now uses to justify these movies not making enough money. When talk about Madam Web, Quantumania, these movies aren't making money. But it's just an excuse. It's a reason to not hold people accountable to read some fucking comics. Hey, I'm Moses Magnum. You know me from the rest of the show if you're not. If you're new to the channel, yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of things that you might not like. Feel free to let them in the comic. Yeah, either way, subscribe, like, hit the bell, and you'll get to know me a little better. But enough of that. Yeah, superhero fatigue has become the catch-all term for just movies not doing well. Whether it's Aquaman, it is my research and opinion and experience with reading comics that if you don't read the comics, you're not gonna make a good adaptation. That's really it. And a lot of these studios are watering down these characters or changing their origins or modifying their origins to fit certain market trends or certain fucking demographic points they have to hit so that an algorithm on their streaming app can work. And it's fucking up. You look at a character like Echo. Echo was an interesting character. What made her interesting was that she was born with a disability and she rose above that and learned how to fight, learned how to mimic anybody's fighting, namely Bullseye and Daredevil, and she was an adversary to Daredevil, and, she beat the fuck out of him. Eventually, she became Ronin, and she discovered the first scroll in the Secret Invasion. She became a new Avenger. Great shit. It was about a 4 or 5 year arc of that, that built up. Half a decade, maybe a decade. And these movies try to do everything, or the shows and adaptations try to do all these things in 6 episodes. Now, in order to do that, the studio felt Echo should be Iron Fist. Now, they modeled the show after Iron Fist, which is the least liked show on Netflix Marvel roster. So it's like, and when you hear interviews of the director, it's like, her powers, she had no fucking powers. Read fucking comics. She had no fucking powers. She had an ability that was acute, and I don't know if acute is even a word, but she had an ability that she developed from a disability, and much like Daredevil. Only Daredevil had powers because he got hit by a toxic sludge. She didn't get toxic sludge. All she could do was see and mimic, and the end. Like, she could fuck them up. That is more interesting than her going to Shangri-La or Zen-La or Shalabala, whatever, and connecting with these people and becoming the Native American Iron Fist. That's just an example and a rant. But realistically, when you start changing these characters, you start making the movie so formulaic. And let's get it, some of the comics are formulaic. But you gotta pick and choose what you're gonna do. Like, this is the Solution Studios. If you're gonna pick and choose what you're gonna adapt, pick and choose good shit. The first Doctor Strange movie, I enjoyed. Scott Derrickson's version of Doctor Strange, I enjoyed. It was formulaic. It was Iron Man 1 with magic. Regardless of that, the movie was enjoyable. People like Doctor Strange better in everything else. When they see him in Avengers, it's like, oh, he's tight. Oh, yeah. I didn't like his movie that much, but I liked him here. I liked him in Spider-Man. And that happens in the comics too. A lot of people didn't like Doctor Strange comics alone as much as they liked him as a member of the Avengers or Illuminati. And that happens. Read fucking comics. You could just put them in everywhere, or pick a random ass story. Do like a random Buck Rogers interdimensional adventure with Doctor Strange trying to find his way back to Earth. Touch on his origin lightly, and boom, you'll have a kinetic ass movie. That's the first movie. It's like, I want to see more like this, Quantumania, that movie didn't need to be that. Like, that movie could have been, you should have saved that script and made it Annihilus versus the Fantastic Four for when they do the Fantastic Four. You don't need that. They change the characters a lot in that. And in the MCU, you might need to change it. But part of changing Hank Pym that way was an interesting thing. But using, it's not Eric O'Grady, but he's acting, like Scott Lang acting more like Eric O'Grady. I don't know the difference between them. And That's what you get. I personally enjoyed Quantumania a little bit, but I just looked at it like a Fantastic Four movie, But, everybody else hated it, I guess what I'm trying to tell you here is don't buy into the superhero fatigue. Because there's a lot of superhero shit you should be watching. If you feel superhero fatigue, this is what you should be watching. It should be Doom Patrol on HBO Max. Super creative, super weird, fucking superhero team. It gets crazy. It gets fucking crazy. It's not like any superhero shit you're gonna see on Disney Plus, and it ain't like anything you're gonna see from Warner Brothers in the theater. All right, it's good shit. Peacemaker, another one. Great fucking story, way different than anything you're gonna see. He fights the Klan, right? And the Klan is his dad. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. Watch fucking Peacemaker. Titans. I'm not a fan of Titans. I don't like what they did with Starfire. Again, they're changing the character, but they change it for budgetary reasons and effect reasons, and for whatever reasons they change it. But Titans is a good superhero TV show, and it's not like any shit you're watching on Disney Plus. Last one I'm gonna tell you about is Superman and Lois. It's on the CW. Many of you don't have CW because you don't have no fucking TV, But you can stream it. I believe the older seasons on Netflix and HBO Max. But that's a Superman story that doesn't... It's a fresh Superman story. It's not like anything you've seen. It's Superman dealing with fatherhood and being the family man and having to be Superman too, having kids with the power, having people attack his wife, and then having cancer attack his wife. One thing Superman can't fight is cancer. And that's that's all in the first season. So, and there's 3 seasons of this. So if you have superhero fatigue, I gave you the answer. You're not gonna be fatigued from those shows, and we'll take it from there. As far as I don't want to hear superhero fatigue anymore. Superhero fatigue is really what the studios are creating for themselves. They don't know how to do shit. They're not reaching out to the right people. The first iteration of Marvel Studios movies had an architectural team of architects, and it was like Joe Quesada, Brian Michael Bendis. I think Matt Fraction was in it, who's doing Monarch now, the Godzilla show on Apple TV Plus. And these were great comic book writers. These were heads of people that understood these characters, understood the decades, and can synthesize that decades of lore into a 2-hour movie. The people they have now ain't doing it. They're getting yes men directors that can just put something, and they're giving them creative freedom, but they're not accomplished directors that have creative freedom. Look at fucking Eternals. Eternals is shit. Right? It's shit. It's shit. I can't make any argument for Eternals at all. I can for Madam Web. We did a review of that. You can check that out up here. But I can't make an argument for Eternals. It is just garbage. I'm Moses Magnum. Take this in consideration. If you don't, what do you think superhero fatigue is? Are you suffering superhero fatigue? What do you think the solution is? Let me know in the comments.